killed even though he hadn't harmed anyone, and he had never lied to anyone. The Lord says, it was my plan to crush him and cause him to suffer.
God said what? What Jesus went through, it was my plan. That's what I was coming at. God said it was what? My plan to make Jesus suffer. No, you are walking with somebody and the person tells you, what you are going through, I did it. Like it's my plan. Would you love the person? You go and sit in your car and your brother who had the car before you drove it had set up in a way that the car will crash. And the car crashed. And then you realize that you are paralyzed in one leg. And then your brother comes to the hospital where you were in pain and tells you, look, your accident, I planned it. Will you hug him? Your accident, I planned it. No, let's face life. Oh. A guy was in the same house with his wife. The wife said, you know what? I like space. Let's move to a bigger house. And the wife actually told him the house she has seen. So they saw that house and they went to rent it. It's a lot of money. Guess what? They were there for like 3 years. And the rent was so high. It got to a time the guy needed a loan from the wife. The wife said, I don't have money. So, do you know what happened? It was through his lawyer. They were trying to investigate something and chanced on the owner of the house. Do you know who the owner of the house was? His wife. He was paying rent to his wife. He didn't know. And still went to the wife and said, can you borrow me? I want the loan. The wife said, I don't have money. Yet she was the landlady. No, will you still love her? Can you look at this woman and say, I still love you? But you stood at the altar and said, for better, for worse. Why are you going to divorce her? And he had paid ransom and I realized that the woman has built another house. Hey! And God said to Jesus, me, I planned your suffering. I planned it, how they will slap you, how they will beat you. It was all my plan. Me, I fear God. When I say I fear God, it's in a different level. It's in a different level. God who punished Satan and yet uses him. You don't know him. Senior. Hey! David was there. And the devil took his mind. And he told the army general, commander, go and count the people. I need census. Go and count the people. And the commander said, you know what? It's going to cause a lot of trouble. Because in those days, when the king says count the people, it's either it's time for war or something. So people panic. And it's very expensive. It will cost lives. He says, go. Because the devil had taken over his mind. God didn't talk. He was there. They did it. Came back to the king. And said, king, there's the numbers of people here. This mentioned their clans, everything. And God sent the prophet. Go and tell David. 2 options. For him censoring the people. For allowing his mind to be taken over by the devil. When the devil was planning to take over David's mind, God saw it all. He didn't send an angel to stop him. He was just there watching. They counted the people. The panic happened. People, whatever happened. Then God sent the prophet. Ask David 2 things. Does he want me to punish him plus the people whom he counted? They are innocent. The citizens are innocent. But he says, because of what you've done, I will punish and put plagues on the people, or I will punish you alone. But why did God involve the people? They were innocent. You know why? Because the leader is a reflection of the people. You don't get up and just insult the president. By the time you insult the president, those who voted for him, it's a reflection. Every leader is a reflection of the people. 90% of the time. Yeah. And David said, Prophet, God is merciful. I would rather God will punish me and leave the people. That's what he said. David said, I want God to punish me. At least he will still have mercy on me. Leave the people alone. Guess what? God still punished the people too. There were plagues. And Bible said, David lifted his eyes and saw the angel that God sent to destroy them, to punish them. And when he saw them, he said, I screamed and begged God. And God said to the angel, stop. David, go and do sacrifice. The only thing David had to do was sacrifice. Why didn't God tell the prophet, tell David to do sacrifice or I punish the people? After the plagues, he says, go and sacrifice. Why? So when you are praying, you're not praying to a small boy. You are praying to a master of all politicians. What am I saying? He's so powerful, he will do whatever he likes. That's God. Said me, I planned. It pleased the Lord to bruise him. This is King James, right? I like it. It pleased the Lord. It pleased God to bruise him, to give him pains. Put him to grief. A woman of God that I used to go and preach for in Ghana, she stood at the church and told the women, all the women here, I'm sitting on your marriage. Of course they will leave, right? I'm sitting on your marriage. I will release one by one if I like you. Yeah. You see how it shocked you? Just married you. But God said it pleased me to hurt Jesus. Jesus screamed, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. Why have you forsaken me, my father? He said, shut up and suffer. Shut up and suffer. Shut up and suffer. Why? Do you know why God did that? So that we will be free. Yeah. God was in heaven, in his kingdom. Okay. He had created people on earth. And he had secrets, mysteries. And there were senior angels that knew the mysteries. God sent them on earth one day. He said, go on patrol. Go. Bible says, when these angels came, they had to change their angelic form into human form. They were huge. When they saw that the daughters were fair, the women were fair. Do you know how it is to meet a fair woman? Not a light skin though, fair. When you say the person is fair, the skin is smooth. No spot. So these angels fell in love. God was watching. Why do you think he sent them to go on earth? No, are you catching what I'm saying? And what happened? They fell in love with the women, started sleeping with them to have babies, and they started teaching the people on earth the secrets of God. Are you catching it? That's how they taught them how to make weapons, how to eat another human being, how to do this, how to do this. God was not saying nothing. He was watching. And then one of the angels, when you read the book of Enoch, oh, it's beautiful. Michael went to tell God, you know all things. This is what is happening. And God said, go and tell them, for what they have done, I am giving them my judgment. People have questions. Why does God always wait for the thing to happen before he reacts? Do you have an answer for that? You have why did he wait for these guys to go and destroy everything, and before he come and do something? You have an answer for that. The day you have an answer for that, your name is Almighty. You will never have an answer for that. The best way is to serve him the way he wants you to. That's all. And that is one hard thing. And one thing that a lot of people have not paid attention to. How he wants us to serve him. That's why there will be two people in the church. One is very holy. The other one is very unrighteous and stubborn. Yet the guy, the one who's unrighteous, will get a good marriage, get good job, live well. And the holy one is still barren after 5 years of marriage. And you don't understand. Why? It is just a mystery of Job. Job said, I did everything right. Look, Job was so righteous. If his children were going for party, he will sacrifice in advance for their sins. That was Job. Are you getting it? Job will what? The children will go and tell him, Daddy, we are going for a party. Don't worry, we're not going to mess up. Job will go and do a sacrifice. He says, God, my children are going for a party. Please, I plead for their sins in advance. That was how righteous Job was. So when Job was going through what he went through, he was talking like he didn't deserve it. Like, wow, God did this. I am very righteous. Like, I've not missed a step. And God actually testified that Job was the most holiest. Very righteous guy. So like, I didn't deserve it. See that self-righteousness thing. And then God finally said, Job, prepare yourself for these questions. Do you know the measurement of the land, the whole earth? Job said, no, sir. So the pillars I put to stop the sea and the gates I put to stop the sea, have you seen them before? He said, no, sir. So the problem here is with the person who thinks he has been holy all her life and still don't have things going well. It's because they think they are holy. See, we have been, like somebody asked a question in the church. We are the ones that we've lived our lives wanting to please God. We don't mess up. We don't have boyfriends. We don't mess. We are suffering, and anybody comes and they are going, and it's because you think you are holy. Come out from the self-righteous place. And this guy who is messing up, God is blessing. Why? Because they believe that they are so sinful that everything they can do is on the mercies of God. But nobody, and not a lot of people think like that. Tap somebody, please, and say, there is a pardon God has for you to serve him. There's a pardon. There's a style. Don't miss it. Because look, I'm telling you, God is dangerous. He is so dangerous. Just go by the way he wants you to go. He is so dangerous. God spoke to Moses face to face, mouth to mouth. Yet he told Moses, because of what you have done, you have disrespected me, go and die. Somebody, God said, put your rod down, it turns to snake. Put your hands in your bosom, it turns to leprosy. White leprosy. Somebody God fought for and gave 2 prophets leprosy. God said, because of what you have done, I told you, touch the rock. You struck it. Go and die. No sorry. No sorry. He couldn't apologize. He could not apologize. Leading the people for about 40 years of his life. Leading and going through sufferings. God said, go. Hand over to Joshua and die. When you miss his system, there's trouble. That's why Jesus, before he was arrested, he went to the garden of Gethsemane, right? And said, Father, if it is possible, let this cup run over me. Then he changed his mind. It's a dangerous thing, I said. He says, nevertheless, not my will. Let your will be done. Because if he changed the system that God has given him, the pardon God has given him, he's in trouble. Why I have been serving God all these years, and why am I going through this, and why is this thing I'm check. Have you gone through how he wants you to serve him? If a student goes through how they say he should go, can he fail the exam? No. But why are students failing the exams? Because they change the pattern. As simple as that. And that's one thing that's so hard for us to keep. Now let's look at even husband and wife. The husband says, I want my food like this. There's a bishop here. His wife's mother, okay, the bishop's mother-in-law came to visit them and saw the stew her daughter had prepared for the son-in-law. And she said to her, why do you prepare the stew like this? This is not how I trained you. This stew is not nice. Then she said, shh, that's how he wants it. Shh, don't let him hear you. And the mother was shocked. This is how, it was a corned beef stew. This is how he wants it. He said, when I try to do I apply all the methods you taught me and the skills to make rich and wonderful stew, he doesn't like it. But when I just do 1, 2, 3, he says there's the best stew in the world. God has a pattern. He has a style. If you don't know it, you are in trouble. A lot of things will come by you. And you are like, why am I not getting this? It's not because they are demons. You don't know the path. There's a pattern. Look at her. Is it jacket or what? What's the name for it? You see there's a pattern in it. 3 lines, you get a cross, a line across it. If that pattern changes, the beauty of the design is gone. You see, the beauty of the design is gone. There's no more nice. See how the shining thing on you, and then you realize that something has changed. There's no more beauty. So when we think this is how it should be done, but God says this is the way. Because before that, they were using the blood of animals. But God didn't want that. He wanted the blood of a person, a holy person. Until he achieved it. The blood of goats and bulls, he didn't like. He didn't like it. He didn't like it. Until after he had brought the question, who is worthy to release the 7 seals of this book? And nobody for years could answer that question in heaven. When Apostle John saw that vision, you would think it was a one-day question. Who will touch it? And then nobody was there and he was crying. The angel said, oh, the lamb that was slain. No. It took years. Nobody was answering. That question.